What's good, people? Big Rich here from the Big Rich Live on the Mike Radio Show. Welcome to Big Rich Movie Review. Let me first say that is going to be spoilers. This is an older movie. It's just I've had so many newer movies that you guys have asked about. I didn't really get a chance to give my opinion on this movie when I first went to see it. But before we get into the movie, we'll give our email address, which is bigrichmoviereview@gmail.com. That's bigrichmoviereview@gmail.com. Check us out. Twitter also is from the parent company, capital B, capital R, live on the mic. Follow us, like, share, subscribe. Put your comments down below if you choose to do so, or if you don't, then you don't. So today we're going to talk about a movie that came out late last year. Pretty much the latest installment from Marvel Pictures, Marvel Studios, a la Disney Studios, is Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange came out in October 13th, 2016. In Hong Kong, and November 4th, 2016 here. Running time is 115 minutes. The budget was 165 million. Box office worldwide is $677.6 million. So obviously it more than made a profit. This movie was starring Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, Chiwetel Ejiofor as Baron Mordo, and it was actually just Mordo. He hasn't become the Baron yet. Benedict Wong plays Wong. That plays Wong, right? That plays. Let me get it. Yeah. Benedict Wong played Wong, and Tilda Swinton played the Ancient One. Now, everybody who knows. There was a brief uproar about Tilda Swinton, a white Caucasian female, being cast in the role of the Ancient One. And I was definitely one of the people who jumped on that also. You know, the white splaining, the whitewashing, which whatever want to say it. I know a lot of people act like they act like that's not what it was, but what you realize is this is deal, and this is what I tell people: when you are used to something, right? When you're used to, let's just say, what it is. When you're used to going to most of your movies and the stars, co-stars, extras are all one race, Caucasian in this instant. When you have a movie where a character is played by a Caucasian person, a lot of times it don't make a difference to you. You know what I'm saying? It don't seem wrong to you or misplaced or misguided. Now, I'm not saying all, because on my Twitter, we go back and forth and stuff. And yeah, you have your haters and your white supremacists and stuff like that in there. But I think overwhelmingly majority of people might have thought that wasn't the best move. But, look at the box office, it showed up. But I will say that this movie was well put together. The backgrounds, the plot, the CGI, the special effects was excellent. It was definitely a movie that I actually went to see, I want to say 4 times already. And it was basically a movie that pretty much stayed true to form to the comics and then the early animations that came out via, I want to say, Paramount Pictures and stuff in April of 2005. So, if you knew the source material or really didn't know the source material, you sort of understood and you was able to go through the whole movie from beginning to end. Basically, just a brief synopsis about the story is Dr. Stephen Strange, who is basically a neurosurgeon. He put himself through school because at the time his younger sister had brain disorder, that he kept during the process of him going through school. She kept getting turned down by other renowned physicians because they felt that it was a lose case. So he wound up getting his degree, and he went in and took it upon himself to operate on her, in which she died. Basically, exactly what the other physicians had said that was going to happen wound up happening. So that basically turned him into this stoic, narcissistic, I'm the best, and I don't have any compassion for anybody type person. But he was still a brilliant surgeon. But what he would do is he would only have surgery on people who it was like almost impossible for anybody else to do, that type of stuff. So it was like a ego type thing that he would do. Well, one day he's driving his brand new exotic sports car, hit a slick in inclement weather, drove off the embankment. This is all in New York. Drove all in the embankment, flipped a couple of times, basically broke every bone in his hands, both hands. And it basically let's just say the first plot, if you will, the first arc, there you go, of the movie was just basically him going through this, from the top of the world to now I'm broke, I'm destitute, I'm desperate, I want to kill myself. So he goes to jump off a bridge, Brooklyn Bridge, and he was told, just somebody appeared out. He was just told, hey, we have somebody who was paralyzed, and they found this cure. So he hunts the guy down. Come to find out that the guy that he hunts down is paid by Benjamin Bratt. He was like, oh, please tell me, I looked at your chart. There was no way that you should be able to be walking. Not only you walking, you're playing sports. Benjamin Bratt want to have anything to do with it. Then Benedict, or Doctor Strange, shows him his hands, sees how bad it is. Benjamin Bratt then looks at him and was like, well, you don't remember me, do you? And obviously Cumberbatch was like, no. He was like, you turned me down. You would not operate on me. So long story short, we're going to cut through the chase. He says, yeah, I went to this temple in, China somewhere in the Far East, put it like that. And I met with this person. This person gave me the power, the magic, the opportunity to walk again. Obviously, Strange goes up there. He finds the place, still arrogant, still a scientist, not understanding or not wanting to correlate with magic. Science, and magicians, they both think each other's a fraud and close-sided. So the Ancient One, Taylor Swenson, throws him out. Well, he bangs on the door, for like 8 full hours. It was actually Mordo, Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, who got the Ancient One to rethink her decision not to train him. They let him in. Long story short, he went through the process. They found out that he was just basically more powerful than anybody else other than the Ancient One. And then this is when the big bad comes in, played by Miles Mickelson, who he plays a good, as Caecilius. He plays a very good bad guy. I don't care what he does. He plays a very good bad guy. He was basically the right-hand man of the Ancient One, but got disillusioned and wanted to feel the power of Dormammu, who is basically the antithesis of evil. So good versus evil. I'm not going to give the final. I'm not going to go through the whole movie and give the final twist. But what I will say is there were no weak characters in the film. Taylor Swinston is an excellent actress. She really is. I mean, I really, and this is just me, I really got with her, or she came in my periphery when we went to see the Snow White and the Huntsman. Actually, that's not it. That's not it. That she didn't play that. The Narnia. There you go. The Chronicles of Narnia. That's who she played. She played the evil witch or queen or whatever it might be. So she definitely has a lot of range, and she played the hell out of the Ancient One. Benjamin Bratt, a small part, but he played a very good. He did all he could with what he got. Benedict Wong as Wong was excellent. I'm glad they changed his backstory of being a manservant. In the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, a white man having a Asian man servant, might have been cool, but is really not cool right now. So they changed that, which I'm glad they changed that. And then you get to Chiwetel Ejiofor. I mean, what can he act? What can he accomplish? He played a great Mordo. The thing is with this, if you knew the backstory, then you knew Mordo is AKA Baron Mordo, who is Doctor Strange's adversary. You know what I'm saying? That's the big bad, But for the majority of this film, Mordo was a partner, a friend, if you will, of Strange. So that was a little, pardon the pun, strange, but it worked. And again, I'm not going to give why they parted ways, but it wasn't even that they parted ways because they was arguing or something like that. It was just they parted ways because they had a difference of philosophies, if you will. But talking about the actors and the screenplay, there was very few valleys. There was a lot of peaks. I've already said the CGI and the special effects was great. The overall screenplay was great. I do believe that maybe if some of the controversy, because of the whitewashing of the Ancient One's character, maybe it would have made closer to $1 billion. Maybe it would have put another 200 or 300 million, in there, because you're talking about, yes, it made a lot of money over in the Middle East. I mean, it's not the Middle East, in the Far East, but it would have made a whole lot more had that been a prominent, let's just say, what if you had a got Donnie Yen? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? What if you had a got something like that? I think Jet Li is a little bit too short. But if you had a got somebody like that, imagine. This might have been a $1 billion flick. It might have been. Now, it couldn't. Put it like this. Had you had a Johnny Yen or somebody like that, some Asian actor playing the Ancient One, I truly believe that it would have been a lot closer to $1 billion than it was to 500 million. Because I just said it was 667. Yeah, 667.6 million. That's a lot closer to 500 million than 1 billion. I believe that had you had a Donnie Yen or somebody of that ilk, I believe, even if you wanted to change it and make the Ancient One a female, what about Michelle Ye or Michelle Yeoh? Of Super Cop fame. She's to this day the only true Asian blonde girl. What if you had one of them? You would have got more money. But I digress. It was a good film. I'm not going to give it a thumbs down because of that. I like to think that Kevin Feige and his team will understand that and be like, look, I've said this before, in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, You know, the majority of people that came to movies were Caucasian people. The majority of people who went to movies that really mattered was in the United States. It's not like that now. The Chinese market, if you add the Chinese market with the Japanese market, with the Korean market, with the whole Far East market, it is equivalent to what we're doing, if not more, if you put them all together, than what's going on over here. So you have to understand that it can't be business as usual. And you're going to have to race bend some of the characters. You're going to have to gender bend some of the characters. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have more diversity within your cast, because that's just how the world is today. You know, it's just not like it was before. So I'm going to end this review on my grade from 1 to 5. I will give this a 4. The only reason I won't give it a 5 is because of the Ancient One. That's it. I would even, let me bump that up. Let me say 4.5. Okay, 4.5 is a solid A. It's not an A plus. It would have been an A plus had the Ancient One been an Asian, like it should have been, like he or she should have been. You feel me? So that's the end. I hope you enjoyed my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. It goes with the flow. I love the movie. I recommend it for you. Obviously, it's not in the theaters anymore, but the Blu-ray should be out. The Red Box is definitely out. You should be able to still stream it on certain media platforms. If you haven't seen it, get it. Make sure you have. So in the meantime, in between time, stay blessed, stay safe, stay woke. Peace, and I'm out.